On this episode of Behind the Mask Southeast High School Shop of Horrors, we have Terry Clayton. And Terry played a real important part, one of the behind-the-scenes part. But I'm gonna let you explain what you did for us.
Okay, in the Shop of Horrors, I worked in mission control where I watched the cameras and called the codes so when we're on go, if we have a break or if somebody was hurt, and that's basically what I did.
Okay, these are leadership roles that we raise people up in. So we had a second year, which was Connor Oliver. He was in there with you, but he will be leaving the program this year. And you were a first-year student, correct?
Yes.
So you're kind of transitioning into that position. How does this position bring out those leadership qualities that you need to have to keep on going and working and being successful?
Well, it shows me all the stuff I need to know and how I can pass it on to the next person that comes up and things like that.
Okay. What were the challenges maybe of this role? Were there some?
Yeah, there was a couple where like sometimes people weren't hear me, and then sometimes like we couldn't get to the iPad because he changed it up on us and changed the password. But it wasn't too difficult. It was something you could figure out.
What's been your biggest takeaway from working all the nights in the Shop of Horrors?
It taught me some flexibility because some nights where people wouldn't show up, I had to like switch from the control center to a drop window and things like that. It taught me some communication skills. I learned to mess with new people from different classes and things like that.
Okay. Do you think all in all this is a really good event and something that people should want to come out and be a part of?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for you. You can get some community service hours and things like that. You meet some new people. It gives you a whole bunch of things you can learn.
Okay. Well, thank you for your interview and thank you for coming out and working so hard. Okay. On this episode of Behind the Mask, we've got Chloe Kuntz with us, and she's going to be talking about the role she's played. She's actually played this role for several years. She's done a lot of different stuff in the house, and we're really grateful for that. But tell us this year, what did you do?
I played a girl behind the cage, one screaming, help me, help me. I was kind of screaming in their ears a little bit. It's kind of to freak them out, because it's kind of the first part of the house where they're like, oh, I'm good, I'm not going to be scared. So it's just like,
So I work not far from you, and it sounds like they're not good about the time they get to you. So is that true?
Definitely.
Tell us about, like, you were in it last year, you were in it this year. What was better about this year than last year?
So there's a lot of more like rooms and stuff. So they're like, I guess they kind of get lost easily. So it freaks more people out. So they're kind of more freaked out once they get to your room. So it's easier to scare them. That's all I can.
I want to talk to you about this because I do kind of know you and have been around you for several years. So last year you were kind of a little bit timid and shy, and like this year you come in here and you were like, you knew everybody, and you were just hit the ground running. So has this helped you a little bit make some friends,
definitely.
or can you explain that?
So you meet a lot more people doing this. I mean, we're not really doing this it's like only like a month, but I feel like going to school with these people, you kind of meet more people and you kind of have more interactions. So it's just like working in a haunted house close together. It kind of allows you to have more interactions to know them better. So yeah.
What has been your biggest takeaway from working in the haunted house for 2 years in a row? Like what do you take from this and hopefully apply to later on in life?
So there's a lot of teamwork and coordination that you have to have. So there's like maybe 3 or 4 people in the room, so you have to learn how to work together with them and have that coordination, because you have to learn your cues. Or like when someone's before you, you have to be like, oh, this is my part, I have to get ready. So I feel like later in life, like once you get a job, you have to have that teamwork and be able to work well with other people in order to do your job efficiently.
Well, this year was kind of a strange year. We had a lot of conflicting things that were going on at the same time. So I know you noticed we had a lot of different people that had to be very flexible and play different roles. Do you feel like that made it even better or more challenging?
Yeah, I feel like switching it up is a good thing, because it's like maybe someone that has went through the haunted house maybe twice, they're like, oh, I remember this person, I'm not going to be scared. But if it's another person, they're like, oh, I don't know you, But yeah, I had to work a few other parts during the first 2 nights. I worked in the box. I personally like this it was
Will you be back for a third year?
definitely.
Okay, well, thank you. And thank you for coming out. Thank you for your hard work, and thank you for your interview today.